Assalamualaikum. So our group chose Malaysia roadmap towards zero single-use plastic 2018 to 2030. So this roadmap is introduced by the Ministry of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change (MESTEC) in 2018, which it is prepared to be used as a guide towards zero single-use plastic in Malaysia in a holistic manner. This roadmap is one of the efforts that government took in order to manage the issue of single-use plastic, which become more critical in the last century. So single-use plastic are plastic that are commonly used for plastic packaging, carry bags, include items intended to be used only once before they are thrown away. So this issue getting more focused since Malaysia is a global player in the plastic industry with currently about 1,300 plastic manufacturers in Malaysia. As of 2016, our export amounted to 30 billion, which saw a 2.26 million metric tons of resin utilized to produce plastic. As being the major player in the plastic industry, Malaysia also ranked as a 8th among the top 10 countries with mismanaged plastic waste in the world. So, a study estimated that Malaysia had produced 0.94 million tons of mismanaged plastic waste, of which 0.14 to 0.37 million tons may have been washed into the ocean. From that data, it clearly shows that this pollution needs to be addressed, and Malaysia had taken steps in order to tackle this issue and manage it in sustainable manner, as it is mentioned in one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs). In this roadmap, Malaysia also plans to address single-use plastic by encouraging the plastic industry to transition to the eco-friendly product. Thus, it will ensure the industry thrives by adapting green technologies while the environment is safeguarded. So what are the vision of this roadmap? The vision of this roadmap is towards zero single-use plastic for a cleaner and healthier environment in Malaysia by 2030. It means to take a phased, evidence-based and holistic approach by involving all stakeholders in jointly addressing single-use plastic pollution in Malaysia. In the same time, implement action that could divert current state toward a more sustainable way, which by 2030 our environment are cleaner and healthier.
I will explain about the committees or the ministries involved in implementing this policy. Firstly is the Ministry of Energy, Science, Technology, Environment and Climate Change, or MESTEC, which is YB Yobin, the Ministry of Housing and Local Government, which is YB Zuraida Kamarudin, the ESCO, Environment and Local Government ESCO in each states, and lastly the Secretary General or representative from the relevant federal and state agencies. They will be meeting to check by the Minister of MESTEC and Minister of the Housing and Local Government, which they will discuss about the platform and how to coordinate for the roadmap. The role of this meeting will include providing the overall direction for the implementation of the roadmap, which to ensure that all action needed for the roadmap are implemented at a timely and effectively manner.
So now we are moving to the source of the problem and what department of government should be solve it. Firstly, according to World WWF report, found that Malaysia is among the worst consumers of plastic packaging in Asia. The report titled Plastic Packaging in Southeast Asia and China named 6 countries, which are China, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand and Vietnam, also Malaysia. Surprisingly, Malaysia ranked first with 16.78 kg of per capita plastic packaging consumption annually. It is because the nation use a high amount of plastic for food delivery and day-to-day activities in supermarket. Moreover, according to the survey made by Yusof Malaysia in 2018 until 2019, shows that only 56% of the Malaysian concerned about the single-use plastic problem. Besides, there are only 44% of Malaysians are aware of this policy. Therefore, the Ministry of Local Housing and the Local Government (KPKT) organized a campaign to reduce the plastic bag consumption using communication, education and public awareness (SEPA) in order to change the society behaviors. Next, developed countries like France, United Kingdom, and United States sometimes send their wastage usage to the lower income countries, since China had banned them to send the plastic in 2018. According to the former Mestec minister, Yeo Bei-yin, stated that only containers are mainly from the United Kingdom, France, United States, Canada, Spain and many more, with the 3,737 metric tons of waste. Therefore, Mestec, together with the Department of Environment and Royal Malaysian Custom Department, had sent back 150 containers of plastic waste to the rich countries to reduce the plastic problem. Lastly, there is no proper guideline for the state and the local government to manage wastage integrally. They will play a major role in implementing the roadmap of zero single-use plastic policy, which to prevail the laws and the policies of each state government. As for example, the local government need to utilize compostable garbage bag for garden waste collection, as to discourage the plastic consumption during its operation. Each state government also will impose a charge at a minimum 20 cents for plastic bag and decide the implementation time from 2019 until 2021.
There are many challenges in implementing this policy. Firstly, in terms of enforcement aspect, there is no specific law or empowers right, because this is long-term planning, so it takes time for the government to take the serious action. Right now, they only focus on controlling the use of bag plastic. For example, in Selangor, they charge 20 cents for every bag plastic use. As we know, the failure of the households and traders in carrying out the responsibility of removing the plastic bag onto the proper place, which will result in the breeding of mosquitoes, the rats, and carrying out the disease such as dengue. Next, in management aspect, in any planning or project that is to be implemented where it's carried out, the management is among the important aspect in determining the success. We found that in every management aspect, when implementing this or concept or the policy, there are lack of incentive or rewards given to the employees involved, so they are not motivated to do so, and they cannot give their best performance in doing so.
Based on this program, many supermarkets and hypermarkets are well established. The study noted that 28.8% buyers brought their own plastic bags and 19.1% leave the store without plastic bags. There are also nearly 15% buyers willingly to purchase plastic bags even though it has been charged. If the shops are able to provide reusable bags, then it will reduce the buyers to use plastic bags. This can be concluded that if there are availability of facilities, the more people will become and act as consumer pro-environment behavior. The increase of effectiveness and public participation in this program. Public awareness has been well established. One way is to generate culture of bring own bags when shopping and making the practice more convenient, especially males are less likely to bring bags when shopping. They are also use the social media to inform and educate the public on the importance of a change of habits towards less use of plastics. In order to discourage the using of plastic bags during shopping, the government has reconsidered the amount of levy charge on consumers. For example, for a wealthier region in the country, a higher levy charge has been reconsidered. The government highlights the procurement products and services can boost circular markets and investment in clean, safe, non-toxic and sustainable cycles. Businesses and financial sector should be encouraged to use clean and comparable environmental performance targets to guide their investment. The conclusions encourage use of economic instruments such as environmental taxations, green tax reforms, and extended producer responsibility schemes to promote the circular economy, more sustainable productions and consumption patterns, and improve waste management.
So now I will present on how to improve the zero single plastic policy. So my first recommendation is by increase the education and awareness in all level about the policy. It means that the government can start an early education towards the younger generation. For example, the government can apply or introduce the policy in the school. So by doing that, the younger generation can understand on why important for them to lower the plastic usage, and so it can help the environment from being polluted. The next recommendation is the government can having a strict law about the usage of the plastic. It means that the government can apply a law so that the plastic usage can be reduced. For example, the government of Thailand has been apply a strict law about the plastic usage, and from there the country plastic usage has been reduced. Moreover, the citizen has been taking the policy as their daily life habit. It means that they didn't think that the policy is burden them, but they think that policy is good for their country. The third recommendation is the government can introduce the law that the citizen can only use an eco-friendly plastic. This is because biodegradable plastic has a polymer that will break down when triggered by composting. So this type of plastic is better than the conventional plastic, as the conventional plastic cannot be recycled and it can harm the environment.